Good evening, YouTube family. Tio here, Simplistic Fishing, back at you. We're finishing out Eagle Mountain Lake tonight. This is the last video that we'll do on it. This one's for the offshore hotspots. If you missed all the other lake breakdowns, I believe we had 3, 4, so it'll be 5 total videos that we had. So make sure to go out, check out the lake breakdowns on our site, Simplistic Fishing. Out on YouTube, you can find the lake breakdowns there and go through all of those. And also, while you're out there, check out our site for SD cards, simplisticfish.square.site. You can get all of these waypoints on a card for your device. Either get it on an SD card or get the digital file. You can get that from our site for a fairly reasonable price. So, looking forward to seeing you guys out on the water. And let's not delay anymore. Let's get Eagle Mountain Lake finished up. Here we go. Let's jump back in here to Eagle Mountain. So last time we finished right here on Pelican Island. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come up from there. I'm going to go up north, all the way up, show those points, and then come back down. So hopefully we can get these done in one video. If it gets too long, we'll start it. Another one, we'll do like 3 different zones. So Eagle Mountain, we talked about this. You've got this nice little point that comes off right here with a nice break, creek channel right beside it. So that looks really good. And then moving up here, next thing that I really noticed was over here, there's a little underwater point right here. And if you notice, that creek channel swings right up against it. So right in here would be a really good spot. So definitely take a look at that. You know, this one could probably be good as well, but it's not as close to that creek channel. But then the next one, it's right up against it again. So all of these right in here would be really good offshore spots to look at, those 3 little offshore spots. So then moving up here, really what you have is a huge flat off of this point. You got a lot of different markers that are up here. It says there's rocks out here, so you definitely want to take a look at that. You got some pretty good breaks going along here. You've got some other stuff where there's some marker that I put here just to tell you that there's a big rock pile that's out there. But then also when you're over here, swing around here and look off the tip out here as well. Right here where this creek channel swings around the edge of it. That could be a really good spot. Even though it's not marked there, really you should check that whole area. You got 2 marks, so they could be anywhere in that area. But that top of that point looks really good, how it has that flat top and then has the breaks up the side, especially having creek channels on both sides of it. That's got to be a really good area to be looking at. And then if you just scoot across, same type thing. You know, I marked this up here. You know, I think when I marked it, it probably showed the break being right there. But look off the sides of this, look off the front of this. Look over here off of this break right in here. They're going to be somewhere, if they're on this point, they're going to be somewhere right up here on the top, somewhere right off, either there or right off the ledges. So definitely take a look at that as well. And then moving on up, I'm going to keep going. Again, I'm just following this creek channel and seeing where it goes. Now, obviously, you know, right out in here would be a good spot to look at too. Right in here as well. Anywhere where that creek channel swings up against it. I didn't see this last time, but right there looks like a really good spot. So let's go ahead and mark that puppy. So now we got a spot there as well. So I'm going to keep moving up. Now again, I'm looking at this creek channel. So right here, you've got some really good ledges, really good breaks. You definitely want to look at that. You want to look in here as well. Got some real good breaks going on there. And then another good break right in here as well. So all kinds of good stuff going on right in this area. So fish these points, fish the tip of this point, this underwater point where it comes out. There's probably brush piles and stuff in there as well. If you move back in here, some people have this marked as being a good dock. And then I think this one, I can't remember, this one says the same thing. And you wonder why they're good docks. Well, they're setting right on creek channels. So definitely want to fish both of those. I marked both of those for you so you could see those. And then again, still messing around with this creek channel out here, but another good little underwater point that's out here as well. Lots of good stuff going on around that creek channel. Then moving up, didn't see too much, you know, closer to the bank line out here. You got a little hump. Definitely take a look at that, especially summertime. Those can be real good spots, those humps. So take a look when you go out there and scan around, see what you can find. And then moving up here, we've got a major creek arm again coming through here. Got a couple markers here that don't really give you too much detail. But I went ahead and marked that point because I really like how you've got the creek channel coming out there. And then you've got a really nice shallow point here with some pretty good drop off. So definitely wanted to point that one out to you guys. Then as we move up here, a couple more spots I wanted to show you. One is this submerged roadbed. So definitely take a look at that. And then while you're there, move over to this point as well. this looks like it'd be a pretty good dock or something. Someone's definitely got it marked, so you want to take a look at it. And then as we move on up further north, the next thing I'm seeing is really on this point. So when we get over to this point, you'll see again, creek channel swing coming out here, right? Swings across that point. There's a really good break right here. And this is pretty shallow up top, only 6 to 7 feet, but then it immediately drops out to about 18 feet. So a really good drop in that area. And then as we move further up here, that creek channel just kind of goes through here. Definitely want to take a look at this dock right here. It's right on the edge of it. That would be worth looking at. And also this dock right here where it's got a roadbed underneath it. So look at that roadbed while you're over there and look at those two areas as well. And then when you're out there, you can scoot on over out to the middle of the lake pretty much. You're only going to be in about 14 or 15 foot of water, but you've got a really nice creek channel bend right here. So look in here and see if you can find anything out there. There's a possibility you could get some brush piles, standing timber, all that good stuff right in that area. And then you're going to do the same thing as you move up here. This is going to be your next bend. So check here and also check where I have that marker. Then as we move on up here, I think we got a couple more spots to show you up top before we start moving back down. When you get up here, the main thing that I noticed up here was right here, you have basically where they make a junction. The creek channels make a junction or an intersection. And right there, you have a submerged bridge and you also have a submerged culvert. So you've heard me talk about the bridges before and also the culverts. Those are really good hot spots come summertime. So make sure you go out there and take a look at that. The depth's pretty decent. It's in about 9 to 10 foot of water. So it could be a really good spot. And really just scan that whole roadbed and see what you can find on that roadbed. There could be some little gem in there that we can't see on Navionics or Google Earth. And then when you move over there, you're just going to move a little bit to the right. And this is where there's going to be a submerged bridge here as well. And those are always good spots. This bridge is right over a creek channel, which most of them are. So that's really, really good area to go look at. I think that's it as far as coming up here. Now, if you do come up here and you're kind of, you want to stay offshore, just stay back here on this creek channel and just see what you can find on the creek channel, especially on the creek channel bends. All right, so I'm going to take us back down south and we're going to kind of move along here. So I didn't see too much going on here, but I did really like this spot. So see how this comes out, shallow point, nice drop off right here. And then it kind of has like a little saddle that's right in here as well. So right in this area or possibly out here off the tip of this would be prime spots for you to locate them. And really you'd want to come out here and scan this whole ledge. Just right out in here, just scan the ledge, see if they're up on top feeding or just right off the ledge. And just basically scan that whole spot. That being that high spot, you've got some type of ledge. It's going to drop you off pretty quickly right off the edge of that. So then moving on up here, the next thing that we have is another point. Of course, I marked that one for you guys. And then we also have this one right here. So you've got a little shallow point with a marker that comes out. I put it on there for you guys, but definitely take a look at that. I like how it's kind of making a little pinch point here. Definitely shallow spots on both sides. And then a nice little deep canal that cuts through there. So that looks really good. Then I'm going to keep coming back down here. Saw a couple things right in here that looked interesting, but I believe that this thing is like a restricted area, if I remember right from doing the Google Earth waypoints. So I don't think you can go in there, but it's got some really good breaks off the side of it. But if you come over here, they've got another good point, shallow top, as we look at it here, shallow top, 6 to 8 feet, and then it's going to break off into about 12 feet. So you've got some sort of a ledge or a drop off going on in this area. And again, that one was marked for you too. And then if we go back in here, just a really good creek channel. Make sure you're paying attention to that. I'm sure we marked it on the Google Earth waypoints as well. Really like this point right here where the creek channel actually comes up and touches against the point almost. These are always great spots to look, especially if there's a bend around it. Unfortunately, this one's pretty straight, but I would definitely check this point and I would probably hit all these docks. Any of those docks that come anywhere close to that creek channel, especially right in here, I'd probably fish all those docks. All right, and then moving on out, we get out of that cove. Next thing that we're looking at is an underwater hump or a point or something, not sure here. I guess you'd call it a hump because it actually goes up to 8 feet. It's 10 feet over here. And then it has a major drop on the side of it that goes out to 16. So look around here, see if you can find any hard spots or anything like that going on around the hump. A lot of times the bait will corral around there as well. So just always good spots. Humps are great spots to look, especially come summertime. Then I'm going to keep on moving down here. Next thing that you'll see is, again, a creek channel swing. Surprise, surprise, coming up right against this point. So come in here, take a look at this, maybe fish around this area what you can. That might be the restricted area that I was telling you about. I can't tell if that's the marina or the restricted area, but fish right along in here. There's a good break going on right in here. And there's also that creek channel over there, so you know there's going to be some sort of a break that's up inside of there. And then as we move down, we got another big, long, shallow point. So really, these are fall like heaven spots. Great places to go in the fall for sure. But as you're there, really scan around that side. So go all the way off to the point, get on the edge of the point, and scan all the way around the edges of it. If you don't find anything on the edge, scoot up to the top and start scanning around the top a little bit. But typically, they're going to be right off the edges. So like prime spot here, if I were to guess where they'd be, would probably be like right in here, or right where my point is, or right where my point is over on that side. Now they could be all the way out here as well though, and they could be out here relating to this creek channel. So it's just really hard to tell, but at least you have a pretty good zone of where they should be located from an offshore standpoint. Then as we come on down here, we get over here to this next spot. It's really just like an underwater point or something going on here, 6 to 7 feet right here. And then you got a major break that happens right there. So it takes you down to 20. So, possibly a good spot to look. I definitely like the breaks. There's not a lot of breaks like that around this area. So I could definitely see that being a good spot. And they've got access to some really deep water, so that's always good as well. Now, as we move down here, next thing you're going to notice is there's a lot of break going on right here. You see this 6 foot and then a major break. My guess is this creek channel actually comes up and goes down this side a little bit more than it's showing here. I could be wrong, but just looking at the contours, it kind of looks like that. So if that's the case, you basically want to fish this entire bank line. And then after you fish that bank line, peel off and find where that break is, and then come out here and fish around that break, like around that point, that area right in there. Then you're going to move on down. And the next thing that we're going to find right here is this next underwater point again. So you got a shallow little underwater point, 12 foot. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're in 24 foot. So you've got some sort of a ledge going on right in there. You may even have another one over here as well, but this one looked more obvious. So I went ahead and marked that one for you guys. And I'm going to scoot back out so you guys can see where I am. Kind of making my way back down. So we marked that point. Let's keep going down. We're following that creek channel, right? See what it touches. Right in here could be good. There could be brush piles all along in here, even right in here. And then I marked this one because it's a really high spot. See how it's 8 to 10 feet, right? Just right in this area. And then you got that major break going on out there again. So again, another good ledge to take a look at. And then also swing back in here, because you've also got some ledges that are deeper back in here that that aren't as deep as out there. You're only 18 feet here compared to 24 to 28 feet out there. So take a look right around this whole little area. Problem is, I think it said it's Party Cove, so that always makes it interesting if you're trying to fish around there. So maybe not a summertime spot, but definitely a fall spot with that high spot being like that. All right, so I'm gonna keep going down. We're almost back down to Pelican Island. This went a lot faster than I thought. So as we move on down here, not seeing too many breaks or anything like that, but really 2 major spots that I want you to take a look at, and that's going to be up in here. Again, imagine that we're talking about creek channels. It looks like some kind of power plant, but it's got some really good contours right there, little bends. This all looks good. And then right here on this dock, that thing swings, that creek channel swings right up against that dock. So that looks excellent. And then if you come out here closer towards the point, you got another really good swing right here with some real good drop off. Basically, you're going 6 foot to about 12 to 18 feet in a matter of no time. So I don't know if we covered this last spot, so I'm going to cover this one and we'll end there. You got the same type of thing again going on. You got the creek channel coming out. You're looking for that swing. There's your swing and there's your drop. So it's going to be right in that area right there. And that pretty much wraps us up for Eagle Mountain, guys. That gives us all the points that hopefully you guys need to not only go offshore, but also go inland, or not even inland, I guess you could say, just pounding the bank. And you've got lots of different targets to go after. You got lots of different areas to check out. These are all hot spots according to contours and things that were fine on the waypoint. So it should really be helping you and really helping you simplify fishing. It takes all of the guessing out of it for you and lets you just go directly to it. So until next time, go out, simplisticfish.square.site. Make sure you get your card, and I hope you catch your PB. Take care.